I get it standing in the aisle, staring at a massive chair that promises to melt your stress away. You start wondering if you're about to spend a fortune on a piece of furniture that will end up as a fancy coat rack. I've been there, and before you decide whether the Kyota Hatsumei M900 is the right fit for you, I want to walk through the exact things that matter once the box is opened. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, the biggest hesitation most people have with a high-end massage chair is whether it will actually match the shape of their body. The M900 uses a 4D full-body system that moves not just in 3 dimensions but also varies speed and pressure in real time. In practice, that means the rollers can mimic the kneading of a therapist and then switch to a gentle glide without you having to press any buttons. I tested it on a night after a long bike ride, and the chair automatically adjusted to my leg length and shoulder width, targeting the tight hamstrings and sore lower back that usually linger for days. For anyone who's done the one-size-fits-all experiment with cheaper chairs and ended up with a massage that feels like a light tap on the neck, this adaptive behavior is a real win. Zero-gravity recline is another buzzword that can feel overhyped. The concept is simple: tilt your body so that the spine is in a neutral, horizontal position, reducing the strain of gravity on the discs. On the M900, the recline mechanism is smooth and locks into place without a loud clunk. I tried it while watching a movie, and the transition from upright to zero gravity took about 3 seconds. The real test is whether you stay comfortable after an hour. In my case, the pressure points stayed evenly distributed, and I didn't feel that pinched sensation some chairs develop when the footrest pushes too hard against the calves. If you spend a lot of time reading or gaming and need a spot that won't force you to sit upright, the zero-gravity feature can replace that awkward leg raise stretch you do every few hours. Now, let's talk about the AI custom massage generator. The chair comes with a set of pre-programmed routines, but it also learns from your usage patterns. After a couple of sessions, it starts to anticipate the areas you spend the most time on and tweaks the intensity automatically. For me, that meant the AI dialed up a deeper need on my lower back after I used the deep tissue mode 3 times in a row, while keeping the neck work lighter. It's not a full replacement for a professional therapist who can ask you specific questions, but it does make the experience feel less generic. If you enjoy tweaking settings manually every time, you might find the AI learning a bit unnecessary. If you prefer a set-it-and-forget-it vibe, it adds a nice layer of personalization. Calf oscillation and the dual foot rollers are features that often get lost in the marketing hype, but they matter if you're an athlete or someone who stands all day. The oscillation adds a subtle rocking motion that targets the calves without the aggressive pressure you'd get from a static roller. I tried it after a shift at a restaurant, and the combination of foot rollers and calf motion helped flush out the mild swelling I usually notice by the end of the day. The downside is that the foot area takes up a fair chunk of floor space, so you'll need at least a 6 foot by 3 foot footprint to accommodate the chair fully extended. If you live in a tight apartment, that could be a deal breaker. Noise is another practical factor that's easy to overlook until you actually sit down. The M900's motors are insulated, and even on the highest intensity setting, the hum stayed below what I'd call background chatter. I was able to have a video call while the chair was in full body mode and didn't have to ask the other person to repeat themselves. For anyone who works from home or watches TV while unwinding, that quiet operation is a real plus. However, the chair does emit a faint whir when the zero-gravity recline engages, which you'll hear if you're sitting very close to it. It's not a deal breaker, just something to be aware of. Control simplicity can make or break the user experience. The M900 uses a combination of a handheld remote and voice commands. The remote has a clean layout, no cluttered menus, so you can select a program, adjust intensity, or change the foot rollers with a single press. Voice commands work for basic actions like start deep tissue or stop, but the system sometimes mishears if you have a loud TV on in the background. I found that using the remote for fine-tuning and the voice feature for quick starts worked best. If you're not comfortable with voice tech, you'll still have full control via the remote, but you won't get the hands-free convenience some newer models advertise. One of the biggest questions people